let's say somebody accused me of being a murderer, and there were some eyewitnesses, and there was a motive, and there was also my DNA was found at the crime scene. On the other hand, I remember distinctly that at that afternoon I was up at the cabin, although nobody saw me at the cabin, but I distinctly remember that. It's absolutely clear that I could be perfectly rational in believing in my own innocence, even if other people could be justified in believing in my guilt.
Testimony, like you mentioned, that believing you're not a murderer because you remember yourself being in the cabin would not be the same as believing in a God, because those are two different categories. Like the extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If you remember being at the cabin, then maybe that would be reasonable to believe you weren't the murderer. But if you remember yourself being abducted by aliens during that time period, then it's probably the case that you had a delusion and you may have committed the murder. And so it wouldn't be reasonable for you to believe you didn't if you remember yourself being abducted by aliens.